towns said literally, do not fall asleep in this lecture. Don't fall asleep in this lecture at all. If you fall asleep in this lecture, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Frank St. Fitness, and I'm back with another YouTube video. Yes, sir. Sir, yes, man. Whew. I know y'all ain't heard a story time video in a long time. I felt like it was time to talk about my time in the Columbus Division of Fire Cadet program. I felt like it was time. It's in April 9th. It will be 5 years since the cadet program started, since I did the firefighting thing. And I just want to talk about my experience being in the cadet program. Some was good, some was bad, some will make you cry. However you want to take it. But man, the growth on YouTube is amazing. I know y'all watch my videos, but y'all need to subscribe to my videos. It'll definitely help me with my algorithm and help me push out more content as it is. You know, my goal is to try to get to 1,000 and more subscribers. So I just need y'all help to subscribe to the channel, help me grow, and shoot, and we gonna be on our way. Like, comment, subscribe if you're new. Let's get it, bro. Fun!
Shoot down Tabari. Shoot down Tabari. Shoot down Tabari. Shoot down Tabari. Bitch! Fuck, nigga! Let's go!
All right, y'all. So, today we're gonna get into my experience in the cadet program. I didn't say this in the intro, so it's gonna be a 3 or 4 part video. You know, I like to try to keep these videos short. We're gonna talk about my time in the introduction and how I got started in the fire service, where we are now. Y'all didn't watch the harsh truth video about me being in the cadet program. I highly suggest y'all watch it. It was one of the real reasons why, I decided not to further my time being in the cadet program in the fire service. So I'm gonna still address it in this video as well. But the link will be in the description about the harsh truth. So make sure y'all tap into that. I had no intentions in being in the fire service, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It was brought to me around the time back in 2018. I was still dealing with the loss of my dad around that time, and I was pretty stagnant in my career. I was a personal trainer, trying to build up clientele. I was gaining some clients, and I was losing some clients. I tried not to let that deter me, but it was just getting worse and worse and worse about a minute. I was just working at the downtown Y. I was a manager on duty, and this firefighter came up to me. I didn't have no idea he was a firefighter at all. I thought he was one of them dudes that was just like in the YMCA streets, in the downtown streets. I thought he was one of those type of people, which is why you would never judge a book by its cover, because you never know what that person is or what that person was going through. But lo and behold, he was a retired firefighter, and he had came up to me about being doing a firefighting thing. When he first asked me, I was just like, no, I don't want to be in no fire. I don't want to be no firefighter. I'm not interested in doing that. But he was just telling me, like, Frank, this is a good job. You get benefits. You know what I'm saying? You get off days. You work 24 hours on, then you get 2 days off, then you get a whole week off. And then, you know what I'm saying? You still get paid within that time being in the fire service. So, I mean, I told him no. But then he had this booklet, because they had to take a test for it to get in, which I'm going to talk about that more down the line as well. So he basically gave me the book, like left the whole booklet there, and I'm just sitting there just looking at it, and I just like brushed it off to the side. 2 weeks later, I'm working at the Hannah YMCA. I get done training a client. Then another person came to me, which he was a firefighter. He was actually the chief. And he came to me and he was like, hey, would you be interested in doing a firefighter? And I'm like, bro, is somebody talking to me? Like, what is going on? Like, God, where are you taking me to? Like, who are you bringing these people talking to me about doing a firefighting thing? So I'm like, nah, not really. And he was like, you should do it. You need to do it. Because, you know, he was giving me the same spiel as the other guy was giving me. Like, hey, it's benefits, you work, you know what I'm saying? You learn a lot, you get free stuff, you know what I'm saying? You basically when you in the fire department, you get the keys to Columbus, basically. So I was just like, you know what, maybe it might be a time for me to change, go to a different career path, because like I said before, I was stagnant in my career as being a personal trainer. I would get clients, then they would cancel on me. And you know, I was always a type of person that stood on principle when it comes to personal training, and it just wasn't falling apart for me. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and make this change and go to the event that they was talking about. One of the firefighters had introduced me to Get Fire Ready. I forgot what it was called, but it was something like Get Ready or Get Fit Ready or whatever. So I ended up going, and they were basically talking about the fire service and what you got to do in order to like go to the next level. You take a written test, then you take a foam test, and then you take a poly test, then you take a max test, and then you go oral board, and then next thing you know, once you pass all that, then you get on to be as a fire recruit. For those who don't know what the foam is basically you're just sitting talking in front of a screen for 45 seconds. They give you a scenario based on what occurs as a firefighter and things that you should do and things that you should not do. And you have 45 seconds to respond to that situation. And as a firefighter, you got to solve the problem and solve the solution. And they will rate you on the scale of based off of what you say, what could have been better, or what you shouldn't have said, or things of that nature. That's what the foam is. So it's basically called formal oral assessment or something. I don't exactly remember what it was, but basically that's what that is. You basically just talking to a computer, and you're basically just giving your spiel and what would you do in that situation for 45 seconds. So basically that's what the foam is. Poly test is basically you're just sitting. I never took the poly test, but from what I know, basically you're just sitting. I think you're like, they got all these wires tapped into you, and then they ask you all these questions. Is your name Frank? Yes. Basically, they're just trying to see if you're lying. If you lied, then you're done. So that's what the poly test is. They were telling me all this, great things about being in the fire service, and I'm just like, okay, maybe this is something that I could take the opportunity to do. So at the time, this was like 3 months, like 6 months now. So I decided to take a vacation from the Y for a little bit to really like see where this firefighter thing could go. So I ended up starting going to the Urban League. They were basically, it was a group of guys that were like really like studying to be a firefighter, and they were really like determined to get on that list and take the written test and really pass this test. So basically, from what I was getting the information from, they started elaborating more on talking about how they need Black firefighters in the community, like in general, because there isn't really any Black firefighters in Columbus, Ohio. Now there is now, but at the time they were always struggling to bring minority in the service. Started going to the Urban League, met a great guys. It was all Black people that was there. They really went over what was going to be on the test. They gave us like a bunch of worksheets, a bunch of like foam scenarios. They was really hitting that foam pretty hard. They was really we was really studying. Like we was really going after getting after it. I know I was always struggling in math a lot. I was also struggling in reading comprehension. I always struggled with reading comprehension even when I was in high school. And then they did some mechanical reasoning. I struggled with that. I was just like, man, I was completely blown away on like how these things work and what to do. I thought the written test was gonna be a cakewalk, but I took my test in March, so I continued to keep studying. We went to Panera and I started studying with the guys. I started studying with Aaron Peaks, which I did a video with Peaks back in 2022. Trayvon Turner, Jarrell Jackson, Deron Everson, and then my favorite person of all time, Deion Holder. He really helped me a lot with the math, with the mechanical reasoning, with the foam and all that good stuff. And I was also going back and forth from Urban League to the TA, the training academy, because I was always meeting up with firefighter Lamar Ruffin, and I was also meeting up with firefighter Bridges, which he's now Lieutenant Bridges. Also meeting up with I forgot her name, Miss Jennifer Miller. I was also meeting up with her to like work on some things, and they really helped me along the process. So fast forward to now when I started to take the test. So like I said, I took the test in March, and like I said, I was really studying hard all that time, and I failed the test. It was bad. I was mad. I was discouraged. I felt some type of way because I studied for this test so hard, and I'm thinking, well, it's over, man. I'm about to go back to personal training, something that like I really don't want to do. And it was pretty stagnant. Like I didn't want to go. I still wanted the personal train, but I needed a different type of income for me to like survive. Firefighter Ruffin had actually came and talked to me about them doing the cadet program. And basically what the cadet program is to help minorities, black people, of course, and other like races, to get them exposed to what it's like being a firefighter, what you have to do, how to prepare, what they do on a daily basis and things of that nature. I was mad, I was discouraged, but Firefighter Ruffin was like, Frank, you're okay. You're gonna be in this cadet program, and you're gonna take the test over. You're gonna learn the basics of being a firefighter, EMT. You're gonna learn all that stuff. You're just fine. Shout out to Firefighter Ruffin for really encouraging me. Also, Elvin picked me as well. He encouraged me and said, Frank, you okay. You're fine. You are right where we want you to be. I got selected to be a part of the interview of the cadet program. And the people that was interviewing me was I think Lieutenant Bridges was there to interview me. Firefighter Tim Boyd, which he's now Lieutenant Boyd. Shout out to Lieutenant Boyd. I think Miss Ferris was also an interviewee, and a person that was giving me the interview as well. And I think it was somebody else, but I couldn't remember who the person was. So they ended up giving me the interview. They asked me, was I a team player? And I said, yes, I'm a team player. Why do you want to be a part of the cadet program? And they was giving me a good interview. So I felt like the interview was pretty good. So I had to wait for about like two or three weeks for them to give me the call back. I ended up getting the call back, and I got accepted on as a cadet. So the only thing I felt like, I was like, man, I hated like to shave my beard. And I remember going to one of the urban leagues, and Firefighter picked me, was like, y'all know y'all gotta shave all the beard and all that kind of stuff off. And I kind of made a face like, what? You gotta shave the beard? He said, listen, if you want to make some money, you gotta do all the things you gotta do to make that money. And I'm like, you're right. You're right. I ended up shaving the beard off, and from that point on, I'm like, well, I already did the deed, and let's get to it. So the process of being in the cadet program, it wasn't easy, you know. When we first went in there, I remember it was about 20 cadets all lined up. We was just looking like a chicken with our heads cut off. We didn't know each other. The people that I studied with was in the program, except for one person, which I was Dion Holder. He wasn't in the program yet. So I pretty much knew about 5 of the people that was in the Urban League, plus Dayshad. Like I know Dayshad from hooping with him at the Gehenna YMCA and seeing him there, and not knowing that his grandpa is the safety director. He was the one that like orchestrated the cadet program. Like he was really getting the minorities to be a part of the fire service. So basically we started, Lieutenant Towns, which he's now Captain Towns. He started, hey, y'all gotta get in line. Make sure y'all get in line. Y'all look nervous. He was, doing things that like a soldier would do in the gym. Then there was a guy that came in, firefighter Crump. Now he's Lieutenant Crump. And he came in. He was mean. You could tell he was one of them dudes like you talk to him, he gonna cuss you out. And he gave us the attendance. He gave us the rundown of what to do and what to expect as being in a part of the Columbus Division of Fire Cadet Program. Before he broke down everything, he did the attendance. And like I was number 2. So he called Davis. And Dayshad was number 1. And he said, Davis. And Davis was like, here, sir. Davis. Here, sir. Davis. Here, sir. Here, sir. And Davis, and he looked at Davis like, I'm glad you can hear with the damn earrings in your ear. Because we didn't know we couldn't have earrings in the ear. So they chewed Davis up about them earrings. And then he started going down the line like Ellington, Everson, Gaskins, McIntosh. He was just going down the line and talking about, what to expect as being in the cadet programs. Our instructors, the head person was Captain Towns, which he was at the time was Lieutenant Towns. Then you had Instructor Eccles, firefighter Quentin Eccles, but you gotta call him Instructor Eccles. Eccles was more of like the stern person. He was like the pawpaw, like he be on you. Like Captain Towns was always on you, but Eccles is he was like the head person. You gotta, when he came in, he ain't like none of us. He didn't. He didn't like us at all. And then you had Instructor Boy, which is actually one of my favorite instructors. He was more of like the chilled firefighter. Like he lead PT, and his PT workouts were dope. They were amazing. Shout out to Instructor Boy. I definitely want to do a PT workout with you soon. And then we had Instructor Salvador. She's lieutenant now. She was, a good, like one of the instructors there as well. She was a great instructor, a good one-on-one person to talk to. The first day we just met basically the fire chief. Then we met the safety director, which that's Director Ned Pettis. And then we met a few of the chiefs there. They all, was talking about how they were excited that we were here because we made a decision to be a part of something new. Like this is the very first cadet program. So it was a great experience just to really meet the chiefs, who to go to if we need anything. They were thrilled to have us here, being one of their guinea pigs to see, to see if this really would take off. So they all shook our hands. They all, we gave them eye contact. We said, yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Like they were very paramilitary. If we had to say yes, sir, no, sir, it's a sign of respect. I always the type of person that always said yes, sir, no, sir. I had parents. My mom and dad raised me to be that person that's respectful. I had to say that there. You couldn't say, huh? You couldn't say, well, you couldn't say yes. It had to be yes, sir. And Captain Towns was very adamant about that. Like if you had to say good morning, sir. Like he would really rip into you if you didn't say that. The very first day, being in a group of all firefighters, lieutenants, chiefs, captains, it was very nerve wracking. But at the same time, we was basically just sitting there, hands on the table like this. And we're really like taking in what they were saying, because they were talking about their experience, how they started. and then where they are right now with the fire service. Like they've been in the fire service for like over 30 plus years, and they're still going. Like you can retire and still get money and get pension and still be known and things of that nature. So it was a really good experience for them to talk about their time as a firefighter and their the passion of loving their job. We had our very first lecture, and Lieutenant Towns said literally, do not fall asleep in this lecture. Don't fall asleep in this lecture at all. If you fall asleep in this lecture, you get written up. We had the lecture. We went in there with the other recruits, and they were talking about the service. And I had a long day because I was still working at the YMCA, and I was just like, I'm gonna come in and get, because we always had to get up at a certain time. I had to get up at, I want to say it was 8:00 at the time. At the time we had to get up. We had to get up at 8:00, and I stayed up till about like 12:00 that day. And we had our very first lecture, and like I said, Lieutenant Town said we could not go to sleep. If we felt like we were dozing, we had to like get up and walk, stand behind the classroom and like walk. Said the teacher was lecturing, and this was Instructor Boyd's lieutenant, and he was lecturing, he was talking, and I was just like dozing off. At first I dozed off. I was trying to keep myself going. Like I had Everson on one side, then I had Deshaun on the other wing, and basically I was just like tired. So basically I ended up like falling asleep. They caught me, and they was like, Ellington. So I was just like, damn, what did I do? So they called me, they pulled me into another room, and Instructor Boyd started asking me all these questions. And I basically said no. I couldn't remember the questions that he asked, but I said no, and he was like, "There's no way that you should be sleeping in this during this lecture. This is a write-up. This is something that you cannot do." And I was just like, "Yes, sir." And long story short, it got back to the other instructors, and not only that they got on me, they also got on the people that was like next to me. And the crazy part about it is, like, I was actually the squad leader. I was actually the squad leader at the time, and they really chewed up on that. They was really serious about not sleeping in class. So since that day, I was like, I ain't sleeping in that class no more. I'm gonna stay up. If I gotta go to bed early, if I got to, I'm just gonna go to bed. So that was pretty much my introduction to being in the cadet program. Like I said before, man, I'm gonna definitely do more parts to it. I just wanted to get y'all, freshen up, for the second part, third part, because this cadet, like, it was pretty dope, but at the same time, it was a battle. I had to go through hurdles. I had to go through obstacles, because it being in the fire service, it was no joke. They were really intentional about, do you really want to do this or not? So, like I said, let's get this thing up to about 50 more views, and then I'll do part 2. Hope you guys like this video. Like, comment, subscribe if you're new. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers, man. Like, now I know y'all watch my videos, but y'all need to subscribe to my channel, bro. Y'all know I'm trying to grow. Y'all know I'm trying to get up out of these jobs. I'm trying to be a full-time content creator, man, but I need y'all's help. So, in the meantime, in between time, like I said before, hope you guys like this video. Like, comment, subscribe if you're new. When we are in fear, we will always persevere. And I'm signing out. We out. Peace.